You're now trying the 2011 vintage of Tango Oaks Vineyard Riesling. This was the second time that this wine had ever been made and bottled on its own, and it mirrors the first time that it was made. It is a sweeter style, a classic German style, lower alcohol, really beautiful expression of this really unique vineyard site.
Yeah, and 2011 was another good vintage to do that with. It was actually quite challenging for Riesling. It was a little bit warm and wet, so we were looking at a little bit more disease pressure in the vineyard. And one of the benefits of having a cabinet style is you tend to pull that in a little bit earlier during the harvest season. So we ended up having, in a year that was really notoriously difficult to make good Riesling, beautiful fruit coming in that, of course, lends itself to making a beautiful wine. And of course, one of the other challenges that we kind of deal with when we're looking at the style of Riesling is you do want flavor ripeness, which is a little bit challenging to figure out when to pick, because flavor ripeness often coincides with a little bit of acids dropping out and sugars rising up. And so really kind of going into the vineyards every day and tasting the fruit itself rather than looking at numbers is what allows us to make the right decision to pick fruit.
The goal in making this style of wine is to create something that's really beautiful and crystalline, that the flavors are very pure and easy to discern and really just kind of alight upon the palate in a beautiful way. That's a challenging thing to do in a wet vintage, as Meg's mentioned, and this wine manages to do it beautifully. I think, especially in comparison to a lot of 2011 vintage Rieslings that were, a little sodden by a difficult vintage, this wine is still really fresh and really vibrant, going on 10 years.